Welcome everyone. Today I'm going to talk about the Slaves to Darkness Warcry cards. So, John on the channel has been doing a lot towards Warcry recently. And at our local club it really has taken off when the club is running, that is. When we're not all scared for our lives for COVID. And obeying the rules, obviously, you've got to obey the rules. But yeah, Warcry is a big hit. Now, I really should be into AOS more, but 40k really is my main love. I do like AOS, don't get me wrong, but I put most of my spare time, which we all have very limited spare time these days, into 40k rather than AOS. But I do have the Slaves to Darkness box set, as well as you can probably imagine, a lot of Khorne Demons and the Mortals. The Khorne Mortals as well, it's the Bloodbound stuff. But I thought I would pick up these cards as I already have the Slaves to Darkness. I don't need to buy another army. Yeah. And I thought, as soon as I already got the models, why not open this bad boy and see what these little packs contain. So you don't have to buy a box. If you already have the miniatures, pick these cards up and see what you can do. So I've cut the top off very carefully, so I don't damage any cards. And I have chucked out all other languages other than English, because sadly I can't speak any other languages and it seems a bit of a waste for myself. But well done Games Workshop for producing all the lovely cards for other countries so they can play. And it is quality cardstock once again. Lovely pictures. Seems a bit of a shame for me to chuck all those other languages away. But you know, I'll end up keeping everything, and why keep a language I can't read? I should learn other languages rather than chucking stuff out. Makes more sense. Right, so these are the abilities in Warcry. So if you roll any doubles or triples or even quads, you can keep them to one side. You can use them in-game for a special ability that turn. So that's pretty cool. Obviously the higher the number, i.e. a quad over a triple, should give you a better ability. So these symbols here mean everybody in the Slaves of Darkness band can use those, and these specifically means only models with those symbols can use those. So for example, I'm going to pick Shield Ram. So the person with that symbol, fun enough, is a shield. It's a double. Until the end of this fighter's activation, the next time this fighter finishes a move action within 1 inch of an enemy fighter, pick a visible enemy fighter with 1 inch of this fighter and roll a dice. On a 4 to 5, allocate 1 damage point to that fighter. On a 6, allocate the number of damage points equal to the value of this ability, which means it's a double. So let's say I roll a double 6, for example. If I was to roll a 6, on a 6 allocate the number of damage points, I can then use the 6 on one of those dice to do 6 damage, which is pretty cool. So obviously if I rolled a 4 to 5 I do 1 damage, but if I do roll that 6 I can use whatever number is on those dice. Because it's a double, you can't use both dice, for example. You can only use the number on one of those dice, which is the value on the dice. So it could be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or 6. Bit of a pain if you rolled a 1 and and you got the 6 here. It does 1 damage because you got 1 damage there anyway. That's pretty cool. I mean, there's a chance that you could do potentially, let's say, 6 more damage on a shield ram. It's pretty cool. Okay. Trampling hooves. Obviously, that's it's a triple, so it's slightly better. And I would imagine it's on the cavalry style models. Until the end of this fighter's activation, the next time this fighter finishes a move within 1 inch of an enemy fighter, pick a visible enemy fighter within 1 inch of this fighter, allocate a number of damage points equal to that fighter value of this ability. So same thing again, it's a triple. So if I got a 6, for example, it's exactly the same as Shield Ram, but it works on cavalry instead. Okay, it is what it is. It's nothing like amazing. They don't get to heal or anything like some of the other armies. It's pretty nice. So this one here, this triple is a champion of the darkness. A fighter can use ability if an enemy fighter has been taken down by an attack made by them. This activation, this fighter makes a bonus move action, then they can make a bonus attack action. Now that is good. That is a better triple. Definitely. So if you kill somebody, you can move and then smack again. Definitely worthy of a champion of chaos. And a quad should be better again. A fighter can use this ability only if an enemy fighter has been taken out of action. In this activation, until the end of the battle round, add half the value of this ability, rounding up, to the attack characteristics of actions made by visible friendly fighters within 6 inches. That's pretty cool. So you're kind of like rallying your troops, and let's say you rolled a 6, everybody gets 3 extra attacks. That's cool. That definitely is good. Using that on your leader, hopefully you got a lot of dudes around you, but it's a quad. So how many times in a game is that ever going to happen? Not with my dice rolls. But these are the cards, basically, that give you fun things that you can unlock during the game and reward you in the activation phase for rolling any doubles or triples or quads. Every army is different. I like to use my Corvus Cabal, and they're pretty good because they can ignore terrain, or they can get an extra attack if they drop down on enemies, things like that. So, obviously, army specific, and you get the picture of your army on the back, which is pretty cool. And these are the lovely cards, so I'll chuck those two away for a minute, because you don't need those. They're the same in every kit. It's not why you're watching this video, is it? So the old classic Chaos Warrior, 170 points. A little pricey, but it's got the shield, so you can do that shield bash thing. That shield symbol there. It has a movement of 4, which is, it's alright. 15 wounds, but that is the toughness value. That's pretty hard going. 6. It's going to be pretty hard to get rid of those guys. So the range on the weapon is 1 with a sword, 3 attacks. It is a 4 on the strength, 2 damage, and if they crit, getting any 6s, that's 4. So that's pretty good because it's quite a high toughness value. I understand why they're 170 points now. A 5 is pretty strong in itself, but without a shield, I can understand why it's a 5. I would say the average is 4 in the game. So if I am strength 4, hitting 4s, you need 4, you know. When it's 5 or 6, it's quite tricky to get rid of those. You're ice skating uphill those dice rolls then. But pretty much the same. It's a little drop in points, mainly because of that toughness value. Still the same health. Get 1 more attack because, funny enough, no shield. Extra close combat. So we've got some cavalry going on here. They do have some range with the old flails. Range 3 is pretty good. And a speed 10, so effectively 13-inch threat range. So you can move quite a bit and smack some people. That's nice. 25 wounds is, funny enough, on your leader. That's pretty cool. 220 points though, very steep. But that leader ability, if you get it at all in the game, is bonkers good. Okay, so 180 points for this guy. 18 wounds is pretty good. He is strength 5, so he's a bit more, likely to wound somebody. And he has got that 5 toughness. So these guys are quite tough. They are a bit tricky to get rid of. They are wearing a bit of armor there. So this one is one of the Chaos Chosen. It is a champion of Chaos. So 28 wounds, very impressive. 250 points. Yeah, that's quite a lot. And it could also be a leader as well. So here's your Marauders. They're just your minions. So as you can tell, hardly any armor. Probably quite easy to get rid of. Toughness 3. It does have a flail, so it's got a bit of range to it. So even though they're a bit slow on foot, Still wield that over their heads and smack people. This guy's got the old shield bash symbol again. So these are your grunts. These are going to be cheapest chips. Put loads of these on the table. Okay, this guy could be a leader as well. Looks a bit fancy. More cavalry. I do like these guys. This guy doesn't have a flail, but still speed 10, 20 wounds, enough to be sniffed at. I do like the older models. I've got the new Slaves of Darkness box, and I have to admit these guys don't look nothing like them in the box. I know there's no Marauders in the box, it's all about knights and things, but I might have to get some old Marauders. I'm not a massive fan of the models. I was going to use some of my Blood Reavers from my Bloodbound box, my Khorne Bloodbound box, but really they should stay in the Bloodbound side for the Blades of Khorne, which I will pick up a pack of cards for them as well, because I think they do look wicked. Just an excuse to use them, really. Another cavalry again. This time's got a spear, so a bit of range there, which is always nice. Okay, 30 points for a leader on a horse. Sorry, not 30 points, 30 wounds I meant to say. That's impressive. It's going to be a bit hard to get rid of that guy. Speed 10, 3 attacks. Yeah, it's pretty good. If he crits, 5 is nice. I would say this pack isn't groundbreaking. You know, you haven't got someone in here that can do massive amounts of crit damage. 5 is still very, very good. But it's not the kit you're going to go, oh, I've got to pick up that kit because this is the best kit ever. It's just fun to play. It's just an excuse to use the models that you probably already have, like myself. I do not have any Marauders though. So now I bought this kit because I wouldn't have to buy miniatures. It's only about £5. Really, really cheap to get into Warcry with models that you've already got. But then looking at this, I'm thinking, I might just buy a load of Marauders as well and spam the table with that and see how they get on. So from only spending £5 to, ooh, I might have to spend more models. That kind of backfired very fast, didn't it? But I definitely will be picking up the Blades of Khorne, so the Demons and the Mortals for Khorne as well, because I definitely have models for them. So hopefully you see that on an unboxing in the future. But thank you very much for watching, guys. Hopefully you can press pause and have a look at these lovely stats as I go through, because I'm not going to talk about every single one. But thank you for watching. Remember to hobby safe, and please hit that like button and let us know what you think of the video. All constructive criticism is welcome. Okay, take care. See you next time.